The win at Fresno was great. The guy was a total team effort from the guys from top to bottom, 1 through 6. Every guy contributed. Nick Chianello I know he was disappointed with the way he played the first two rounds, and then to come up with a 74 in that last round was huge. Same with Casey King, the 73 in the win, and it was brutal conditions out there. So for both of those guys to contribute like they did, I mean, they really saved us. With Nick and Alex struggling as badly as they did, for Casey and Nick to come up huge like they did, it was awesome. Well, actually, I've kind of changed things up the last few tournaments where I haven't looked at golf stat, I haven't looked at the internet. I've just picked one guy to walk with and really focus on that individual and do everything we can. So the first day of the tournament, I walked with Matt Rautzer all 36 holes. I didn't see one guy hit another shot really. The last day, the wind was so hard and so different than we had seen in any practice round that I walked with Matt to begin with, but then I hung out on the 7th hole, the par 3, just to make sure that the guys knew what to hit, because it was a severely downhill par 3, so the wind was really affecting that shot. And then from there, I went on the back 9, found Matt again, and kind of went from there. And then there was a couple, 15 and 16 are kind of tricky holes, where 15 is a drivable par 4 and 16 was a tough par 5 with the wind into, and they kind of changed the tee box, so I was there to help the guys. So I didn't really know. I mean, they had leaderboards on the course, but I didn't try to consume myself with it. I just wanted the guys to focus on what we were doing and just see what happens at the end. Two team wins is awesome. I don't know. We're not anywhere near where I think the program can be. We're definitely getting better, and I'm excited with the improvement we've made from Hawaii. And the contributions of Johnny Motomochi, Casey King, and Nick Chianello, who I talked about previously. Those three have been huge the last couple of weeks, just because we don't have David Fink, who's been out injured. So for those three older guys to step up has been huge. I think it's great to see that they've been stepping up and making huge contributions to the team. We've really needed them. I'm not really sure when Dave's going to be back. He might be out for the rest of the season at this point. So we've just got to keep getting better as a team and move forward. Bandon Dunes is different than anything we're going to see all year. The lineup this week is going to be the same as it was in Fresno, except for Johnny is going to stay home. And I kind of made that decision based on experience at the course. Nick Chianello finished 6th on the team, but he's a guy that can hit the ball low and control his shots into the wind, and I think he's really going to do something special there this week. And so he's somebody I wanted in the lineup, and he's played there a lot. Nick Sherwood's played there a lot. Alex Moore played the Pub Links there last summer. Matt Rawitzer's played there a lot. So all of our guys have played there a lot. They understand how to play links golf, how to have success at Bandon Dunes. It's all going to depend on the weather. There's 2 top 10 teams there, and but on a course like that with the conditions like they could be, everybody kind of shoots about the same score. The wind and weather is a great equalizer. So it's going to be a matter of us staying patient, not giving away shots when we can't afford to give them away, when it's maybe a downwind hole or just a silly 3-putt. So we got to stay on top of our game mentally and be focused. And the nice part about this year's event is that it's 3 days, so it's 18 holes. And so instead of having to be out there like last year, we were for 36 holes and 20, 30-mile-an-hour wind, this time it's 18 holes, 5 hours, and then after 5 hours is over, you can go and relax. Because to be out there for 36 holes, that's a grind. That's when you start losing shots mentally, because you just get beat up out there. But if we can be on our game for 5 straight hours and not allow ourselves to have any mental lapses in the weather, then I think we'll do fine. Well, to compete with the best in our league, we need guys competing for individual titles every week, and that's what those guys have. So we need great play like we had last week from the bottom of our lineup, and then we need continued Alex Moore, Nick Sherwood to step up and be the guys that are leading us and competing for individual titles.
When they told us they were going to drop the golf program at Portland, it was a huge shock. Nobody had any idea that it was coming. It was just really sudden. I mean, there was kind of a sense of panic right away, just because you did not know what was going to happen the next couple days, couple weeks, where you're going to go, if the team was going to stick together and try to make a lasting impression on the golf program at UP. But then after a couple of weeks, I kind of started to notice that might be a good opportunity to go somewhere bigger to participate, somewhere like Oregon State. So it was nice to actually feel a bit of confidence after that. To pick Oregon State, I talked to a few schools before settling down with Oregon State. Coach Reehoorn was he definitely showed some interest and it was kind of just the atmosphere. I knew a couple of guys on the team, and I kind of like the aspect of it being somewhat close to home, kind of a familiar territory, being from Portland, spending the first 2 years there, and just like being part of the Pac-12 golf. Winning our last tournament, I think, was a huge thing, especially after going to Hawaii and not performing nearly as well as we wanted to, kind of just showing that to ourselves that we could go out there and win in the fashion that we did. We kind of dominated the first 2 rounds of the tournament, and I think that was a big confidence booster to our season and going forward into this spring, knowing that we are able to compete and beat some really talented teams. Playing at Bandon Dunes is definitely a tough test. I'm certain there's going to be moments where the weather's going to be really, really bad, and you're just going to have to be tough and kind of grind out a number. Sometimes, I know for a fact everybody's going to make a few bogeys out there. It's just kind of how the weather's going to be. It's just who can control their emotions the best and hang in there and grind out a decent number. Playing Bandon Trails requires putting the ball in good positions off the tees, and then being able to just have good speed on the greens. It's going to be blowing pretty hard, so you're not going to be able to hit many shots very close. You're going to have good speed on the greens. There's a lot of undulation, so you're going to have good control with your putter throughout the week. It would be great for me to win a tournament. That's definitely a goal of mine, win a tournament at my remainder of my time here, and also win a Pac-12 championship, hopefully individually or as a team would be a great accomplishment as well, and just kind of progress the program forward and feel that I'm really contributing to a better cause.